hoping I got to get some good light. If not, I can go in the studio this morning, put some light on it. It's a little dark in here. Should I go in the studio? Should I go in the studio? Grand Risings, everyone. It's a little early. I think I'm gonna go into the studio this morning so we could talk a little bit. Let's talk about it. Blessings. It's a little early this morning, guys. I'm gonna cut the light on. There we go. There we go. We up in the studio. We're gonna record from the studio because it's a little dark this morning. Blessings, blessings, grand risings. I hope notifications go out this morning. I want to talk about it. I got some stuff on my mind to the Levi family. Blessings, blessings. We're in the studio, okay? Y'all backstage with Miss Grace. And I have some things on my mind that I want to talk about this morning. Usually on Wednesdays, I vlog, and I will be vlogging this afternoon. We will be going to somewhere in Atlanta, and we do have our active food giveaway. Ooh, it's hot. So every Wednesday I do a food giveaway in Atlanta where I use my own funds, whatever I can do, to raise money to give food to a population in Atlanta. Now, I do this because I do truly believe in putting in that work and not depending on the system and doing what you need to do for yourself. Hold on one second, y'all. Yep. And doing what you need to do for yourself. Shout out to everyone who come into the room or who start to come in. We're gonna have a heart to heart today. Y'all know what we do on Wednesdays. We're gonna have another heart to heart. Um, Yesterday's live made me realize that there's some things that I still want to talk about and get off my chest as I grow my audience. Blessings to you guys. Thank God for Him opening the way for me. Um, I do believe that presidents like Trump is not the cause of the total destruction in the black neighborhood. Yeah. I will say some things that will make everybody uncomfortable. And at the end of the day, end up turning to everybody hates Chris, but I end up being right a lot of the time. This is how it's been. I'm just being honest. I have so many thoughts right now that I'm trying to gather them. This is how much this particular situation has affected me. When I say presidents like Trump is not the cause of the black community downfall, I say it with emphasis because I have seen what's the cause of the black community downfall. And a lot of it is us and our government. And that government is the Democrats because we have been pushing the Democrat freight train for years and years. And I say we, excluding myself, but including myself because I don't participate in that particular genre. But even my grandmother used to be a Democrat until after Haiti's earthquake happened and the Clintons, not allegedly, but by fact, laundered all of that money that they gave you guys and reallocated into private companies. Okay. So that really woke my grandmother up. People are under the guise as though the Democrats are much different from the Republicans, that the Democrat is here to uplift the black community. And a lot of the things that they have done to us, the money that they have put into our community, one has not been shunted to us because there are a lot of crooked Democrats, okay? This story is going to basically stem from me dealing with the south side of Chicago right now. The same south side of Chicago that you see going through the ICE situation. I'm gonna explain to you why the ICE situation is going on too, as well, and how the Democrats basically set that up for Trump. That's why when I had a person like Miss Trina come on my show, I can understand some of her talking points. That's why I don't argue with people and I listen because there are some things that are totally true when it comes to what's going on in our community. But we also have to take responsibility. Okay. Now I'm wearing this shirt right here because this particular shirt is what actually brought me to the South Side. I was aware of that mayor, Mayor Hinyard, the Democratic mayor that was rocking out with a out, spending all the money, doing everything she wanted to do, but not right. As y'all saw, if y'all watched the video last night, the activist that I was highlighting and him stealing from the black community actually came in around the same time it was going on with Tiffany to help the black community. So this is another thing that happened. We have activists that come in, we have political figures that shunt them in to confuse us, and then the political figures do something totally different. Okay? So throughout that time, what I had noticed on the South Side, and I never really noticed this because there are different. I can't say that all places like this, Democratic places are like this, but it takes the people to stop it. Let me give you an example. If you look at the South Side of Chicago, more in the black areas, the cities are fucked up. We're talking about Harvey, Dolton, Dixmoor doesn't look the best. Calumet City doesn't look the best. And there's other municipalities, well, we call them municipalities, me and you possibly, but it's a little weird out there. They're like 17 little towns, municipalities under this one area, and it's called the South Side. So remember, not all of them are doing as bad as what you have been seeing going on in Chicago and these other South Side areas, highlighting that these areas are democratically ran. So throughout the time, me being on the South Side, learning about Mayor Hinyard, I learned about this case. This case took place in Dolton. It's a case where a young lady, her name is Alexis Wilson, she was killed by the Dolton police at the age of 19 because of police not being trained properly and more factors. So I have a whole playlist on this. Now, this was the catalyst of Mayor Hinyard actually being exposed to the public when this death happened. So it brought a lot of activists, a lot of heat to her way, because she said basically the cops just was supposed to kill this young lady. Okay? If y'all don't know why everybody went into Dolton and started to expose these corrupt Democrats, that's why. Okay? So throughout the time, me being a content creator, there was a few of us that were like putting out content, putting out content. Now this makes sense because I need you guys to kind of like help me have my therapy session with y'all, because this is going to be a one and done. But I have to tell you guys what's going on in the black community and let you know that it's not the Republicans, it's the Democrats, it's us. So throughout the time, I was a content creator. There were other content creators. But what I started to notice when I came back from this event, she had a butterfly release. I came to, respect the mother and get to know things. I was put on a hit list. Yeah, me, a content creator, was put on the hit list. I was restricted from like all the other content creators. The night I came back, they blocked me. Okay, and I wasn't able to stream the meetings because we were used to stream the the meetings so we can teach people about what's going on. And those meetings was the board meetings. That's why I tell you guys I learned so much from this side. Go to your town board meetings, talk to your trustees, talk to your eldermen women. These are the ones who are directly in the pocketbooks of your community to allocate your money. Okay, I learned a lot about Robert Rules of Order, things that were supposed to go on in the board meeting, how finances was supposed to go. It was a lot of growing in this particular situation. But what ended up happening is that these same political figures were doing things to control the narrative, just as what they do on the Republican side and other sides, where it has to be a certain way. Well, what I noticed with the Republicans, I mean, the Democrats, these particular Democrats, they were like the boule. They were the ones who behave or act like they were better than people, but were really savage in the inside towards the community and towards the whole scenery. Meaning, if you ain't with me, you're getting down. It's not about the community. It's about me getting a spot, me getting my people in here. Is a lot of nepotism in the black community where they're bringing their whole family into elected positions. Just like what we're doing with what we're saying with Trump. You can't complain about Trump when we got this shit going on in the black community. Talking about, oh, he brought all his people into the White House. Yeah, 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 yeah. And you're contradicting yourself. Well, right here in your own backyard, they're doing the same thing to you and you're allowing it. So this is what's going on in the black community. I have a prime example. There's a family in the South Side called the McCaskills. They're running the school library. The McCaskills have their hand in the police station in Dixmoor, all types of stuff like this. This is where they at. They spread themselves so they can control the people's money. Okay, so when I came back, I guess they were pretty much aware that I wasn't going to go with the status quo. That there were people from the beginning when I stepped into this town that was just begging for help. They were just telling me everything about this trustee, that trustee, this person. It was just like I was overwhelmed on top of seeing this young lady situation and her mother. And then I was exposed to a lot of the investigation pictures, and it was very bad. When she was unalive, she wasn't properly dressed. And we were told that the Dalton police took pictures of her body naked and passed this around. This is Democrat politics, okay? This is what I'm coming out of. And I just have to let you guys know it's not the Republicans. It's not. It is literally the Democrats. It's literally the people. So I'm going to continue to tell you my experience on why I feel like this. And that's why I'm a separatist. So I guess because they knew they couldn't control my narrative, and this particular story was so bad, and there was so many details that needed to come out that they did not want it. So it was a campaign to shut me up. They would use the content creators. They will also use residents to like they're into gossiping about people and setting a tone. This is how they control the narrative in this particular area in the black neighborhood. I never experienced this in Newark because the type of Democrats in Newark, they couldn't run us over like this. We had to take over them. Okay, I'll let you know a little bit like about that. But here, what they would do was use the residents and use content creators to control the narrative, spewing hate and agendas about people. You know, I don't even know half the stuff they said about me, but I know most of it, and everything was just a dead lie because they did not want anyone to pay attention to this story or even help me. Okay. I'm just being honest. Okay. So as time go on, we're looking at all of the issues that's going on in Dalton, Thornton Township, where the roads, the police, the money not going to certain places like it's supposed to. People questioning what's going on. They're spending on trips, activities. Nothing transparent is going on. Okay. This is all of this going on. And throughout the whole year, what I did to try to, work with this situation because I wanted to help mom get some recompense because what they did was block the mother of this daughter, the mother of Alexis, from coming to the meetings. They stopped her from coming to the public meetings because this story was so big. And they used the activists around them to kind of sway and control the mother's narrative, saying, I'm going to help you, but I'm not telling the mother that they will collect money for the mother, not give it to the mother. This was the activist that I showed you yesterday, okay? So this is what's happening in the black community. A lot of people saying that we are destroying ourselves. We don't have no mind. It's just us. But it's a twofold factor. There's a lot of manipulation and there's a lot of miseducation. So again, now we're moving. I'm doing an investigation where I'm not an investigator, but I am a legal nursing consultant. So I'm able to do certain things, put things together, speak in legal terms, and construct papers. You can see I have like right here, it's about 50 or plus Freedom of Information requests that I have requested from the city of Dalton, the town that I was, just trying to help the black community get some footing about different things. We were just exposing all of the fraud, okay? Now, what ended up happening is what I'm seeing is that towards the election, we're going to get to it because I'm going to run through it. This is how they get us. Towards the election, I started to change my tone where I got a little sick of being politically correct to people who were really fickle and disrespectful. Like if I would say anything like, oh, well, I think the mayor was correct about this, but not correct about this, you will have crowds of people to come and say, oh, you're a Hilliard supporter. Oh, you this, you that. And this is how they used to control our narrative, i.e. control the information flow that's going through our community. As a content creator, I was one of the main content creators that was putting legal facts out there, ways that they can circumvent and fight against their government, but they did not want to hear it. What they focused on was the content creators who were, what do they call them? The legacy content creators, who the ones who were giving them, feel good, and controlling what was being heard by the people around them. So now we get to the election, because this gets good. We do all of this work where we're trying to get Mayor Hilliard out. Everybody's working together. I'm still getting smacked in the face every 2 seconds because I'm saying things that they don't like, but I'm still flowing. I'm still flowing. You see? I'm still pushing the Alexi story. Like, hey, I'm discovering things. I'm getting videos. I'm seeing the lies that's going on. Over the year, I did a whole playlist on this particular video situation, and I was able to change the narrative. Even the people in this black community believe that this young girl deserved to die. Even the people in this community believe that this young girl deserved to die because they didn't pay attention. They didn't help. They didn't even care. They ran with the narrative, and they literally shut the mother out with the government. But when I came in, they tried to kind of like grab on her to try to say, hey, don't. Several people told her not to talk to me. Several. Like, I literally just had this conversation with the mother the other day. She was like, well, if I listen to people, I wouldn't talk to you. I said, well, listen, where I'm from, we don't give warnings about people we don't know unless they're robbers, stealers, or killers. And I'm none of the above. These people were trying to control your narrative. And to this day, while they tried to shut me up and say, don't say your daughter's name, they left you in the dust. They're not talking about your daughter. This is the things that they want to do out there, is control your narrative. Because this particular situation, it not only involved adults and police, but I think it involved elected officials as well. It involves some of these trustees that's sitting in situations right now, and they're connected to the person who did what they did to her. It's so fucking deep. So you have these same trustees. They end up getting Mayor Hilliard out. Mayor Hilliard was the mayor of Dalton and the supervisor of Thornton. These people were so gung-ho to get this person out that they really didn't focus on how to fix things. They really didn't see that they had a monster within. And I say this, they had Lori Lightfoot. Y'all know who Lori Lightfoot is? This is how this shit went. They had Lori Lightfoot, another ex-Democrat mayor, coming to their town. This is how it is. To do an audit on them, on mayor, on her mayor colleague, another Democrat, Hilliard. So you hear the arguing, Hilliard talking shit about her and Lightfoot talking about her. This is how we all mixed up in this, just looking at the entertainment. And guess what happens at the end of the Lori Lightfoot report, where she was supposed to be exposing the corruption and everything that Hilliard was doing? Her report looked at like everything that we put out in the public as content creators. Like, she literally just put it in time order and made it make sense that everything that we put out, the cases that we put out, the mismanagement, the things that we put out, this lady was not able to get any information, did not have any subpoena power, basically waste the residents' money on a fake audit. Yeah, they pay, how much did they pay her hour? $3,000 an hour? And please don't quote me. Please. Remember, it's not the black community. It's not just the black community. It's the leadership. And it's the it's the mindset. So you have Lightfoot, who was in this situation. She got paid and did nothing. That's when I was exposing more and saying, hey, y'all, listen, y'all got to see something wrong. I've been told y'all that this Lori Lightfoot report wasn't going to come out good. They were mad at me. I had audience that were calling me names, people who were trying to block my content because they felt like I wasn't saying the narrative that they wanted, because all of the board members that were going against this mayor paid this lady to do this job, and she basically didn't do shit. Just a whole bunch of smoke and mirrors to this day. But what it told me, because she basically said I only have freedom of information requests. The same thing that she was requesting, I was requesting, and I was getting it. They were blocking her. So I'm saying to myself, that means that the corruption is within. That is not just Mayor Hinyard that y'all talking about doing all of this dirty work is Mayor Hinyard, is Mayor Hinyard. It's within. Once I said that, it was a wrap. I mean censorship at its height. At its height. I have right now, I have been in contact with IT specialists, and I have found out that certain things were done to stop my content. Do I have to say more? Y'all know, if y'all know Anonymous, and I love Anonymous, I know people like Anonymous, and they figured out what was going on. And it was right in front of us, because what they did, what they would do is have the activists be their front man. So that guy who I showed y'all earlier in the game, when I stopped talking to him, when I first came back from this butterfly release, I stopped talking to him because he told me he was the feds. I'm like, yo, I really don't trust him. Like, what the fuck? Like, but people couldn't understand where I was coming from till now. And now they're going after him. Basically, he's like COINTELPRO. He basically says that he comes in the black community to help us and the guys, but it's to tear our movement down and shut us the hell up. So this particular guy, that's the one I was talking to you guys about. And this is the one the administration used to kind of control the narrative until they couldn't control him no more. And they started to use other content creators. This is what they do. We were little Charlie Kirks. We were little Charlie Kirk. And he compared himself to Charlie Kirk. I said, baby, you ain't nothing like that, because guess what? The Democrats don't pay like the Republicans. That's why we still broke. Charlie Kirk got that money at least for talking his rhetoric. Us, we talking whatever up for these people who don't even give a fuck and won't give us nothing but hot stick and bubble gum and a little party. And once they get into the position, they do nothing. So we had election coming up. Things were coming up. Things were weird. They had a caucus. This is where they also was mad at me. This is where, you know, people want to be blind. These are the black community, the people who say they don't want corruption. They were tired of it. And I was one of the only content creators that said, hey, your caucus, do y'all know what a caucus is? They did like a caucus so they can choose a candidate prior to the election. And the way it works out there was that at first they did like a whole slate. Like if I come in with a whole team, if I win, my whole team win. But they actually sued and they got off of that because that was nepotism and BS, meaning that if you don't vote for these other people, they were just coming in on with you. So they had a caucus. They had a caucus for the supervisor position. Now, mind you, nobody wanted Mayor Hinyard. Like, she was just the epitome of fuck upness. Disrespect, don't care, spending money, bullying people, just ridiculous. Hiring all of these goons inside of the administration. Her boyfriend's a thug. We exposed all this shit. She was buying properties. I exposed all this stuff. She went to the caucus to try to basically nominate herself, which is legal. And the supervisor that you see in there right now that won, his name is Napoleon Harris. He's a senator out there. Go check this out. He's a senator and now he's a supervisor. And he was the election board president at that time. So that committee, that caucus that was ran and set up by him, this senator, Democrat, that wants to run for the supervisor. Do y'all see anything wrong with this? Do you see anything wrong with what's going on in the black community? That's why I said this shit ain't Trump's fault. I ain't gonna let y'all blame Trump for what's going on in the black community. We telling everything. Y'all done did the wrong thing to the wrong person. Now I'm telling everything. It is the black community and it's the Democrat freight train that is sending people to the abyss. So she went to nominate herself. Instead of them saying, okay, you can nominate yourself, who wants to vote? And there was supposed to be a formal vote where people raise their hand, hey, yay, nay, or not. They didn't allow that. They started singing, hey, 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 goodbye, some bullshit. Yes, y'all, yes, baby, yes, y'all. This is what the black community did in the middle of a voting event. That's why y'all laugh at us. I know. because we do stupid shit like that. That was the dumbest thing I ever saw in my life. And I couldn't really say it with that passion and that, at that time, because if I would have said that, oh shit, they would have hated me. It was the dumbest shit I ever saw in my life and the most illegal. It was so illegal. And I kept telling them, okay, y'all literally didn't let her just say she wanted to be nominated. Y'all could have not voted for her and then embarrassed her that way. But instead, y'all did it illegally, didn't accept her nomination. And then he nominated himself. And everybody said, yay! And he was nominated with his slate. This is what the hell happened at the Democratic caucus on the South Side in Thornton Township. But then you had the Republicans. I watched their caucus and the thing that they did. Very respectful, very well put together, very calm. And guess what? It was a mixture. It was white and black people, but seemed to have some self-control. I'm just going to keep it real. Oh, they were finished with me for that shit too. I said, what the fuck? I'm just telling the truth. At least they let this person vote. At least they said, anybody else want to be nominated? And nobody else want to be nominated. So they didn't. Instead of somebody want to be nominated and you, no, what the fuck is going on here? So I told them, I said, yo, what y'all did was set yourself up to lose your rights. I don't care if that's Tiffany. I don't care who that is. That can be your kids, your son, your daughter, your next generation who's coming to run for these positions because they're not part of the Democratic freight train, that they wouldn't even get a chance to be nominated, that they can't even say I, me, and everybody say no or ignore them. Oh, them bitches was pissed at me. I made a post in one of their political pages, and they tried to eat. They called me all types of names, talked about my face, talked about my life, talked about my career, instead of talking about the facts. This was the disintegration that I went through the whole fucking year. So that's why I said when y'all Republicans come in and say something or racist to me, it really don't matter because my people have put me down in the dirt so much that y'all can't do nothing to me. I've been down in the dirt so much, dragged and called so many names by my own people. It is the truth. Nothing you can do can really do anything. So I tried to warn them, this, that, and the third. Who we get? They get a Napoleon Harris. Y'all need to go look at him. He don't even have a fucking record. Anything in his Senate record that he actually voted in was so superficial and stupid, you can tell that he's bought and paid for. I said, y'all, I'm not big on Napoleon. Something not right. He looks like the boule. He's supposed to be coming into this position talking about he's a supervisor. Now, y'all don't understand what the supervisor is on the South Side, but this supervisor is over 17 municipalities, and they're over disseminating goods, disseminating services, activities for these 17 municipalities. It's weird, but it's like a little welfare. Okay, even though like each place was to have their own food pantry, things like that, this is the accommodation for it. So on the South Side, I really believe they created this position to shut money out of the black neighborhoods, honestly. So this place is supposed to do activities for the seniors. They get grants. They do certain stuff. But the way Tiffany Henyard was doing it was so wild. No one knew what was going on. She had these big extravagant events. She was going to Vegas. You remember all that shit. That's where she had the slush fund of money in the general assistance fund that she had control over. So they had to do things to fight her to get the power out of her hand. That's why I learned so much about meetings, board meetings, trustees, aldermen, things like that. And I tell you to go to your meetings, learn who these people are, what they do, so you can put your foot down on them. Okay? So they vote Napoleon in. Napoleon Harris, the senator, is now the township supervisor over the goods, over spending the money on the activities, things like that. And guess what the hell he's doing? The same thing Tiffany is doing, without the attitude, without the pizzazz, without the popping, without the black girl magic. So nobody's paying attention because it's real. Black girls speak. A lot of y'all really fucking hate us. That's why I say when I first came up here, all you saw was nigga, 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 nigga down the timeline. We talk, we get hate. Okay? But him that's doing the same thing that she's doing right now, not being transparent to the residents, never did an audit. They basically told Tiffany she couldn't spend no money without getting an audit. And guess what the fuck they doing? They took Tiffany's name off box, made it an ordinance that her name could not be posted on government stuff. As soon as she left, guess what they did? They reverse. They let Napoleon put his name on it. This was happening in the black community. I'm telling. Keep on saying that it's Trump, it's the Republicans, it is us. The money is coming into the black community and is never leaving the pocket of these public officials. And I am telling. That's why I was censored. That's why I had people coming over to my page being disrespectful, because basically they were walking these people to the abyss, stealing their damn funds. So again, a whole year talking, doing all these videos. That's why I ain't got no from there, because people don't want to be saved. They want to be slaves. So you got Napoleon there. Go look it up. Not only is he doing his own thing, but then you have WGN that's still non-biased and exposing everybody and basically say, Napoleon, why you got a $200,000 salary? You're not supposed to have that. This jigger used his Senate position to try to create a bill to slip in there. This is what they do us. They do this to y'all too, Republicans. Slip it in the bill. Some Crohn's bill, some crazy bill that he's able, or people in his position able to get this type of pay. Yes, yes. And they voted and approved this bill. This bill had nothing to do with elected positions. That's why we have to read bills. Yo, they play us. Don't let them fool you when they just slip bills in. And you like, oh, this is all for this. This is bill is going to be great. That Build Back Better, this, that, and the third, it is probably hundreds of things that are totally against us that we just don't know. And our elected officials don't know because they didn't read the shit. That's what made me really fall back from Senate meetings and congressional meetings. I used to be on it since the age of 12. I've been listening to 1010 Winds and Flare. I grew up with my grandmothers and my grandfathers where we used to listen to the news broadcast. That's why this resonate with me. But as of right now, when you listen to what's going on, there's no structure. There's nothing good coming out of these politics. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. All right, so now, again, highlighting. You ain't hear no Republicans I'm talking about. Highlighting no Republicans. I'm talking all Democrat, all bullshit and bubblegum. So, because I spew a narrative that don't fit them totally and they could not make out who I was, I need you guys to now take a chance and just go look at the numbers on my videos. And I want y'all to be like, just figure it out. And y'all let me know. God, you tell me what you think. I have videos that was 10,000, 9,000, 12,000, 11,000, things that went with the status quo of what they wanted to hear. And then once I started pushing more of the narrative of this and exposing other stuff, like the caucus was wrong, like this person did this, if I would have said something about this particular trustee right now that I know is connected to Hinyard, that's connected to bad shit, and she's still a trustee right now, them motherfuckers would be mad at me. And I don't care. That's why I told them, I don't give a fuck. I'm telling all of y'all corrupted, and that's why the people is suffering. So, I know I said a mouthful, but I have like a 210 video playlist of the whole South Side, so y'all can figure out what the hell was going on over there. And y'all can laugh. Y'all can laugh at the Democrats, just like I laugh at the Republicans and everybody else. The shit is corrupted. So we bring it up to today years old, where you're getting an idea of what's kind of like the politics that's going on the South Side. So let's bring it into this. Let's talk about what happened in Chicago. What happened in that particular area where they were saying, I think it's Shoreside, where the kids allegedly was getting locked up with ICE in the building and things like that. Now, we're still trying to verify that. But what I will say is the reason why this particular incident happened is because of the politics in the black community. This particular building, I was made aware that it did have some migrants in it. Now, I don't know if it had majority of migrants in it or if they had majority of black. But the way it's being put out in the mainstream, that it was majority of black, and there was not that many migrants that were locked up. But what I was told by resources that this particular building owner was collecting vouchers for immigrants throughout the time where Biden was giving all that damn money. And they allegedly flooded that area. That's why they were flooding our areas, which we know. These people who own the buildings are not us. We don't own shit. They're either Jewish, they're either coming from Indian culture, Middle Eastern, um, or just black and corrupt. A few of them are, because we have some officials that I've been being aware of in Dixmoor, mayors, and trustees that's buying houses. The same thing that they was doing in Dalton before we got there. Kiana. But I'll shut the fuck up. Pressure bust pipes or make diamonds. Y'all don't know who that is, but she know who it is. I know what y'all was doing before we got there. That's why you ain't like me. But we're gonna move forward. These are public officials out there, and I was getting the dirt. They were buying houses that they wasn't supposed to off the tax roll, which is so illegal. Because I'm a tax lien and tax deed expert. I invest in these, and I know the law. And these people are not supposed to have first pick on these properties, and that's what they were doing in the black community. But some of them was sitting there letting these properties condemn. So when you say that it's us and we're not taking care of our property in our area, these properties are owned by somebody, and it's not us. And then you have our public officials who are not spending the money correctly and not fixing up the infrastructure. All this time you in the area that I was talking about with Dalton, streets fucked up, everything tore up. They done got grants years ago for it, never even did anything. Now this is their running on their new campaign, even though they're there, but these their new guys. We're fixing the streets, we're doing this slowly but surely. Yeah, let's keep our eye on that, because I heard how that worked for other communities where they got grants and they'll put a few different trinkets in, and all of a sudden the project just on hold for mad years. This is our community. Is it us? Do y'all suffer to something like this? Republicans, y'all got your own fight. But y'all not in a better place than us, because you know I get on y'all every day. But this is the Democrats. I got to say it because y'all thought I was biased, but I'm fucking not. Basically, I was just trying to come out the censorship because these people did some IT stuff to shut me the hell up. I'd rather them do that than them do a Charlie Kirk on me, though. How about that? That's why I was so nervous when I went out there for the second butterfly release, because I had so many camps against me, and the elected officials were not happy of how much that I exposed. So I went to a butterfly release just recently. You guys could check it out. And I vlogged, and I had to go up there on the low. All of them. This little lady, this little 130-pound lady had literally dug up a whole lot of shit, and I had basically the whole community hating me. So if y'all watched the video yesterday, y'all saw someone come in my chat and kind of try to talk shit about me. They was like, yeah, do you like where your money went? So basically, at the beginning of this, I was getting to know that activist Jedediah, and I thought he was a good guy, and I made a donation to him. This is what they do to us. I gave this nigga $300, excuse my language, to go help protest. Ugh, stealing my money. And they came to make fun of me because this guy is a con artist, and now they don't trust him, but they don't like me because they can't control my narrative. But they like, yeah, you like where your money went? How do you make fun of someone who literally was trying to help your community? I'm not from there. I said, damn, these people stupid as all fuck. I'm not from there. I helped you out, and now you find out that this man is an activist, a tractivist, and you still mad at me. Because what? I was really trying to figure this out. It's because they can't control me. Because I'm like, I'm mad at him too. Why everybody still got me on a shit list? Because they fucking can't control me. And excuse my language. God, forgive me. Because they had me cursing a lot. They had me cursing a lot. I had to repent. I had to repent for all of the bad things I said about Tiffany Henyard, even though she was bad. But I went overboard dealing with them. They were calling her names, bringing her kids into it. Just a whole bunch of shit. And guess what? All of this stuff that I'm talking about, they still don't have control over their government. To this day. Now, when it comes to the mayor, we have a new mayor in their house. Now, I have some, how can I say? I have respect for him. And I know his background is a little shady. I know he's not the best financially, and I've been through that. Bad as hell with money. Yes, I know your background, house. But I couldn't even say that shit, because if I would have said that before, y'all would have been blackballed me. and he's the now he's over their money. It's so funny because I was watching their, I'm still creeping watching their board meeting. And guess what they're doing, people? This person who was complaining about the other man spending money and everything, he asked for a separate account for the Pope's house. This area that we're talking about is pretty big. Y'all knew Pope, the Christian, y'all Catholic Pope? That's where he grew up at, in Dolton. This same area that I'm talking about. So this guy, they bought the house under the guise that it would be a historical monument or whatever it is, and now they want to open a bank account for it. But the trustees, shout out to you, Kiana. She said, no, I'm putting the brakes on that, bitch. You're not opening that. But this is how they play. Because I already just dropped the dime on you. Kiana ain't the cleanest. I said it. Let that be your best friend. I had people used to be like, oh my God, Kiana's my best friend. These are people that never met her. This is how brainwashed we were. But then I had to remember too that they have bots, they have people who come into these movements and just push a narrative. So that may have not been all of those residents that actually felt like that towards them. That's why you had residents running around talking hellish stuff about them. Like the person I brung the other day on the live, her name is Miss Trina. She's actually a resident out there. She couldn't stand none of them. You know what I'm saying? I think I told you she was a Republican. She saw the corruption in all of them. She used to call them out. And guess what they used to do to her? Call her crazy. Now, I know as far as, I don't talk about people, persons, but I know when it came to certain facts of situations and things she went through, she was telling the truth. And that's where I leave that. The rest about people, persons, and personalities, I could care for. I could care too. You see what I'm saying? And that's what they do in our community. They use our personalities, they use friendships, they use connections to shut you out. I even came across posts. I don't know if you guys in the political field, and I'm doing a lot of talking. I'm going to get to y'all comments. I just have to get this out because this will be the last time that I talk about this place like this. Okay? I'm just letting my new audience know exactly where I'm coming from, what has happened to me, and that, guys, I don't only get on Republicans and the truth about them. I've been trying to do this the whole year with the Democrats, but it's been terrible. I was like in a fucking box. And that's what they're doing now. They're boxing them in. Okay? So these dirty deals that they're doing, they're selling these buildings to people who are not, don't have the people best interests in mind. They bringing immigrants, they're bringing other things into the area that's not helping us, and that's why you had the situation like ICE run down on that damn building, because that landlord was this fucking slumlord that was just collecting checks and just letting these damn migrants run in and fuck shit up, on top of us fucking shit up too. Tell them I said it, black community, and that's where they be mad at me. Yeah, I thought I was just going to get on white people. No, it's us too. With the propaganda, the narrative control, and the nasty ass attitude and no knowledge. And we deal with our emotions. Yes, 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 yes. I would tell them, listen, maybe you need to chill. This will go this way. Look into court. Da da da. Ah, fuck that. Blah, 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 blah. I talk people off the fucking edge just so to get a point across. And then they go back and talk about me because they don't want people to listen to the logic. They don't want y'all to come up. When I started talking about, yo, Democrats corrupted, I said little shit like, yeah, when my grandmother, when they had that earthquake, the earthquake in Haiti twice, they stole money from us. We know that. Yo, Epstein connected to the Democrats, not just the Republicans. It's literally the Democrats. I fucking said it. How do you think them kids was getting over from Florida to Epstein Island? Go look at it. Go look at what's the flight pattern. Haiti is right in there. They were stealing our kids. Baby, two sides here of corruption. Some of that shit going on the south side too. That's some of the stuff that I was hearing about. The sex trafficking, the covering up, the boy loving, the selling boys to elected officials. This shit is crazy. They don't want y'all to listen to me because of this. It's more. It's more. So I wanted to get that off my chest. I'm so glad that I can actually talk about this without it bringing tears to my eyes, because this really bothered me. To see my black community in shambles, and me and we fighting amongst each other, and the catalyst is the things that surround us and our mindset and our lack thereof knowledge. and our priorities, and the hate towards the truth, and the backbiting. You know how many people I have came over to me to try to use me, to try to control my narrative. They sent so many fucking people. They sent other content creators. This shit was terrible, and I just be watching, and I'll be talking to them, getting to know them, and all of a sudden they just expose. Did y'all have to go through that in the Republican side? Anybody who's a content creator or like in a Charlie Kirk position, did y'all have to go through that? I went through a lot with these Democrats. That's why I'm sick of them too. And they officially made me a separatist. I've been not dealing with them. They corrupt as all hell. Now, and oh yeah, and now you have where I was telling you about that trap star Jedediah, the one that they brung in here to kind of circumvent our narrative and things. He's working with the mayor of Harvey now, and that's what the video I was showing you guys yesterday. And the mayor of Harvey is trying to take people property through eminent domain. Black people don't know what to do. They're going through their public officials, talking to them about it. Nothing's being done. Don't blame just the black community too, because they've been trying. They went to the AG. They went to Fitzgerald. What's his name? I said Fitzgerald. You know the governor of Illinois. They went to him. He ignored Tiffany. He ignored everything that's going on in Harvey. So it's a lot. And I think I'm at the conclusion that is literally the system against the people. And then the people become self-destructive. That's what I'm really seeing on both sides. It is the system against the people subliminally, acting like they're here for us while taking our money, taking our resources, taking our love, our time, and our essence and our energy. And then we start arguing with each other. We start name calling each other because we all different. We got different ideas, different objectives. They use that against us, separate us, while they're there taking the money, creating what they want to, causing this country to be a shithole country, and then could get up out of here if World War III happened. I don't understand the plan of these elite and our government officials when it comes to this land. I don't know if they believe that it's not enough space for them, and, for all of us, or resources, or they're just not human. But this is a systematic issue. Like, I didn't just come in here also to just badger the Democrats. Because at the end of the day, even though it's totally different talking points from what I'm talking about with the Republican and the way that they approach shit, it's still two hands and one head. And that body is sitting on us, the people. That body is controlling everything about us. Our mind, body, and soul, and our kids. We got to do something better. So what I do, and I continue to do, is I take the torch in my own hand. That's why I said sometimes voting ain't always what it is. People voted. Look who they got in there. Some people, a lot of people didn't. You know why? Either they're cast out of not being able to vote because of their legal status. It could be illegal immigrant, I don't know, or you've been locked up or whatever the law is. But a lot of people knocked out the box with voting. So my question be asking you guys, instead of just being a button pusher, what are you going to do to uplift your community? That's what I do. I put my feet to the ground. So y'all know on Wednesdays I'm more uplifting. Y'all see me in the kitchen, cooking in the kitchen. Today we are going to be cooking in the kitchen. That's why I got up a little earlier. I'm going to be doing tacos. I'm going to be giving tacos out to the homeless because they're not taking care of the homeless. They're not doing anything for us. This is how I grew up. This is how Haitians grew up. We self-driven. We never depended on the government. We expect the government to lie and steal from us. And if I can teach you anything, you better expect it. Okay? If Levi can teach you anything, expect that these people will use you for their narrative and use you against each other. They're making us empathetic, unempathetic. They're making us like MP3s, that's what they call NPCs. No heart, brainless, spineless. Trump is trying to put an ass whooping down so bad on the Republicans and the Democrats that y'all ain't gonna never be able to turn back. The things he's doing about implementing Project 2025 is just like what I've been going through last year. Y'all gonna see it on a macro level. Everything that I just explained to y'all, Republicans, y'all gonna go through that. Where if you say something, they're gonna shut you the fuck down. You ain't gonna have a job. They literally used to go online and say, everybody, don't talk to this resident because she hurt my feelings. Everybody cut her off. Don't support her. We talking about don't buy her goods she has for sale. Don't help her. Don't be cast her out the community. That's what they were saying on the South Side. And that sounds like exactly what they're going to be saying to you guys now on an international, on a whole United States level. Trump is unrolling it, and it's so crazy because what he's unrolling, I experienced it the whole year last year. Y'all better be ready. They're taking our freedom from us. And the only way we're going to be able to take our freedom back is to do this shit ourselves. Separate. Create your own. Learn the law. Sue them for shit. If I could, I would sue my town to give me back my money for the school because the school test scores are so low in Georgia in this area, and I homeschool. I pulled my kids out. And I said, hey, and I asked them, can I use the activities to let my son play football? And they said no. I said, well, give me my damn tax money back. No. That's the shit we need to be fighting. Especially if the school systems are not up to par. But they don't want us doing that. They don't want us learning that. Let me get to y'all comments because I'm seeing some books down there. I hope y'all being respectful because I am pouring my heart out to y'all. But I'm going to let y'all speak y'all piece because like I said, I'm used to the disrespect. And it's nothing that can really break me down. Once I saw this young lady body laying naked in the street while they didn't render care to her and heard the things that they did with her picture, and then I was badgered by those people, there's nothing nobody can say to me at this point. I just ask for y'all to deal with God. Blessings to you, Jennifer. I'm going to run my way up. E-charge, less talking, more whatever, one more walking. Nicole, I hear you, love. Thank you so much for being here and listening. I just want you guys to know that we're all in this together. Jennifer Myers, stand tall. Thank you. GGT, someone did do that. I want to read what you said, but I don't understand. That's why I wait till the end, because I was like, what y'all talking about? I'm going to be making tacos in a few, y'all. But let me just read some of y'all comments, because some of y'all were really getting down. Some people were whatever. I'm from the old school. When we did that for ourselves, the two-party system never have been good for the country and definitely not for black folks. Echo Delta, thank you. Exactly. Christy laughing my ass off. You ain't got a come in and announce your color. You do that when it's a white commentator. You can. I mean, whatever. I mean, tell me if y'all want to tell me your ethnicity. It's not because I want y'all to, right, Christy? It's because I like diversity. So once I know that y'all from a different place, I be start asking y'all questions. I'm like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And that's what I want. So come on in and be like, yo, I'm from here. I'm from there. I want to know. But you don't have to, right, Christy? You see, like the white commentators. They be knowing who we are because we talk a little different. They be like, black. She said, what did you say, Lee? Said, pin my last comment so she can see it. Want me to find your comment, Lee? What did you say? Was it something important? Was it something nice? Thank you, Christy, for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you to my Secret Squirrel mod that's always in the background. I hope you come out and say hi to people one day. You did! Okay, Governor Pritzker. Hey, Melly Mel, you shut me up. I was like, I hope you come out and say something one day and they're creeping. Governor Pritzker, that's the governor that did not do nothing to stop what was going on in the black community. Thank you. I said Fitzer, because I was talking about Fitzgerald last night. We got some things going down in Dixmoor. Bad. Okay? But thank you. I appreciate you. Both sides are corrupt. They make you pick a side. Stay smart, people. Only one person we need is to listen to is Jesus. Yeshua. Thank you. Exactly. Multicolored cloak. And guess what? Remember, what their job is to wear out the saints, to wear out the prophets of God, that wear out the people who is speaking righteousness. That's why what happened last year has built such a tough skin for me. That's what I said. All the names they called and everything. Once I found my peace in God, because I had nobody. I'm fighting an uphill battle trying to disclose stuff and help people who hated me. And I'm like, why do you keep doing this? What's wrong with you? And God just said, keep pushing, keep pushing. And I'm going to be honest. To close off, I did a lot for this community. And when God say do something, just do it no matter what. Plain and simple. They did a lot of changing with the police station as far as practices, hiring new people, a lot of things that I addressed it throughout all my lives because I was bringing up law. I was just complaining. They were fixing it, but they wasn't acknowledging me, but they were fixing it. And now you see them have a new police chief that is pretty shady. He was allegedly accused of possibly being in a bank heist or being a part of it, but those charges was dropped. But now he's the y'all thought that we didn't know. Shout out to Trina. He is the yeah, this is the people that they hire. Oh my God. But okay, he's maybe a little bit better than the other ones. But they did hire a bunch of new police and firemen. And again, one of the things that I had showed them that one of the police officers that pulled a gun out on a teenager that was coming out of school. This was we're dealing in the black community. Now I know our kids be acting like a fool. But this one of the cops that actually pulled a gun out on this teen in her face. And one of the last videos that got me banned, I was the only content creator that highlighted this lady putting the gun out in these children's face. And they ended up firing her secretly. And they didn't tell anyone, but I found out. And then she was hired at another police station that I'm going to be exposing on the south side. These motherfuckers is corrupted. Corrupted. So I said a lot. I've been here for an hour. I think that relieved me because yesterday I kind of got bent up a little bit because I did that topic about Jedediah and I really don't want to talk about this person. But I have to because if we don't talk about him and the things that he have done, the affiliation with, murderers, like I told you, this guy is not a murderer, but gun toter, shoot guns out the car, beat up people, and the activist that's connected to the mayor in Harvey, that's in that same town area, or how can I say, same township, close to Chicago. I'm trying to give y'all like an idea, because this is what I'm talking about. It's all close to Chicago. It's all under the same county. Chicago, they paying the same taxes. Okay? These people are being basically manipulated and controlled by their government and used to disintegrate their own community. So when I talked about Jedediah, it said something wrong in me, and I was upset. So I was glad to let this out so I can continue doing what I do. I think I feel lighter now. Thank you to my mods being here. If you guys would like to see some of the corruption that's going on the South Side, check out my playlist. I got it all in order. Also, if y'all want to know about this case, check out my playlist. I have it all in order. I want to say happy birthday to her. Her name is Alexis Wilson. Her birthday is October the 12th, this Sunday. They're having a comedy and fundraiser out there. Y'all see that on my community wall. I have 3 free tickets to give you guys. I have helped the mother come a long way. A lot of these content creators and people out there has said that they were going to help mom get justice, but they were literally handling her so she wouldn't talk too much or push back too much. A lot of them had connections with the mayor and everything, and I believe they just wanted to control her narrative. She don't believe that because she's a good person, but me, I know it. So they wanted to shut me up because I wouldn't allow them to. So we got a lot of things set up for Lexi. Her mother is a speech therapist. She has 2 buildings out there in Illinois. A very productive black woman. She almost lost all her businesses 2-3 years after Alexis died because she stayed in the bed and withered away. And people just let her until we met. And that's real. She'll tell you. I felt her up. We filled each other up with love, light, and just encouragement. And it's been the Alexi Project since then. We've been putting pressure on them to get the officers fired. I will tell you, when a Hebrew pray, some people lay. The officer who actually hit her to start it, it was an officer who killed 4 people prior to her. Calls this same administration $3.5 million before he killed her. And they kept him in there. He had a lawsuit worth $3.5 million, and they kept this same officer that was able to kill her. That's why I said we have no control over our environment. But guess what happened to that officer? His name is Officer Ryan Perez. You can look this up. We went after him for a whole year because he got away with this. When the Hebrew pray, the people lay. Allegedly, he had a head-on collision in the middle of the night with a pickup truck. We were pursuing Officer Perez everywhere he went. He left Dalton. He went to Forest Park, Oak Forest. I do apologize. We followed them there. We exposed them, told them they had a murderer. I don't know if it was the pressure bust pipes or make diamonds or this Hebrew when they pray, they lay. But guess what? We have one more officer that I'm going after, and I'm going to need y'all help because the people in this community don't care about the mother, don't care about the officers. This officer is the one that shot her up 7 times. He shot this 19-year-old 7 times, and then I have found the facts and the proof behind it because they lied. Just like they lied in that video that I told y'all when they was like the officer was dragged by the guy. That's why they shot him up, and then we got the truth. It's the same thing here. They use the same ammo. So her birthday is Sunday, having a fundraiser. Mom has come a long way in this year. Mom has reopened her second business, Autistic Clinic, came out with 2 books. We do have she has I'm going to say she has an active scholarship that basically is given for students who want to go to cosmetology school and nail school because that's what she wanted to do. And we're getting a lot of resources. So what we're showing them is that I'm completely opposite from an activist or a traptivist. This whole year, we have built up a lot of momentum for this particular case. So we have one more person to get out of there. And this is why they keep trying to shut me up. This officer, Carlton, that shot her up is the best friend of the officer that killed himself. And this officer that shot her up has been on workers' compensation for 3 years, getting money from this community. They won't fire him under the guise saying that she dragged him and that his leg was broken or whatever. And I have disclosed through facts, through getting the video, the body cam footage that they would not bring out. And it shows that the officer's leg was not broken. So he's been on leave for 3 years right now, collecting money off the back of the black community again after he killed one of us. And we can't do nothing. It's not Trump. It's not totally the black community. It's the crooked Democrats. It's the crooked system. So I'm going to keep fighting. I want to say thank you, guys. I will be vlogging today. We will be going out. I think today we'll be able to go to a historical spot in Atlanta. Y'all know what I do on Wednesday. We're going to give out some Taco Tuesdays today. I'm going to show y'all before we get off. Let me go off on a happy note since we got some light, okay? Here we go. Somebody's like, my Section 8 house. I wish it was, baby. I wish it was. All right, look, I'll be watching them comments. So, but this is what we're doing. We're doing tacos today. Very simple. I don't have a lot of money. I have to actually pay my taxes off. I got like $1,500 in taxes I gotta pay. I'll tell y'all the truth. I ain't nobody about to play because nobody helped me. If y'all want to talk bad about me, at least talk about the real shit. Like, yeah, she got taxes to pay. Yep, I got taxes to pay. So today having tacos and chips and water. I think they'll like it. So we'll do that, and then we'll see if we can go to a historical spot and check out something and show y'all a little bit, a taste of Atlanta. With that being said, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for allowing me to be humble. Thank you for allowing me to express myself and not attacking me. I appreciate you. Have a good day.